Yeah. Okay, my favorite thing, what was this?
Arterial.
So potentially a question could be, identify it, what's the significance, what was it in fetal life, and why? So all sorts of potential questions. And we know that's between what, two vessels? So how do we know which one of these is the pulmonary trunk and which one's the aorta? If we didn't already know. Yeah, so remember the pulmonary trunk comes up ventral, right in front of the aorta. So this one's the pulmonary trunk, this is the aorta. The other vessels, we could probably guess that these are probably the pulmonary veins, and you can just open it up to make sure. So you can stick the probe down inside and see if they come out in the right or left atrium. And it just so happens that those do come out in the left atrium, so they got to be pulmonary veins. There's probably 6, maybe more on the sheet. Luckily, we're not trying to do that on the cat. Last week we said how to tell the front from the back, and that was to look for the auricles. So find your auricles, and you're looking at the front, and the apex is going to be the left ventricle. And since it's already cut, you can always open it up to make sure, but if you had another part that hadn't been cut, how would you make sure? So you can look for this anterior interventricular sulcus. It's got blood vessels running through it. So auricles are the external features of what chambers? Yeah. Is this the right or left ventricle? Yeah. Okay, is the volume the same though?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what are these? Which one has the better one? This one has the better one. What are these little structures?
According to
Yeah. What do they do?
keep the valves closed.
Why do we want the valves closed? Okay, so as it turns out, when the atrioventricular valves are open, the semiluminals are closed and vice versa. So we don't want the blood that just got to the ventricle going backwards. So those will hold it tight. What muscle helps hold them tight? Capillary muscle right there. What's the muscle lining? And what's the muscle
What is
lining? Trabeculae carni. And what's the muscle lining the atria? You can see it a little bit up in here. That muscle lining the inside of the atria up in there. So you want to know, like for each one, what kind of blood is in here, where's it going and where's it been, and what structures is going to pass through. So you want to ID those two valves, and you want to ID the valves as the vessels, and you want to be able to identify veins as well as maybe on some of these parts you can tell superior and inferior vena cava. Not as easy because sometimes they're cut really short. This is the one I just did. So what I did was on this one I took off the atria and the blood vessels, so you're looking at just the ventricles. So how do I know if this is the front or not? Is this the front?
Because of that cecal.
Yeah. So here's the sulcus right here, anterior interventricular sulcus. Plus the giveaway is there's your pulmonary trunk rising out. So this has to be the left ventricle. So this has to be the right ventricle. And there's a vessel coming out of it, so it has to be the pulmonary trunk. And it just turns out that the aorta is always in the middle anyway. So this one's the aorta right here. And you can see the valve there. So you want to be able to tell me which valve and what type they are. And so since I'm holding it right now, you can't tell, but I'll show you in a minute. So there's going to be 4 valves associated with 4 chambers, and we just decided this was the right ventricle, so that one has to be the pulmonary valve we need to use. And I said the aorta is always in the middle, so we know what valve that is. Aortic valve. And then you can tell by size which of these is right and left, so which valve is this one. I saw that on the quiz a lot of people got the names of these, just because there's so much stuff. Yep. So left is the bicuspid, right is the tricuspid, and you just know that by the size of the blood. So what you want to do on the heart, you get, this one's pretty easy once you're like doing the valves. So that would be on this heart, which you will see on the exam. I'm mostly interested in this feature right here, the sulcus. And I'm interested in the 4 chambers and the valve associated with them and what type of valve they are. Whereas on this one, there's all those other little features and stuff. And on the exam, if it wasn't these 2 blood vessels, I'm going to have the folks dig it through to give you a clue as to what. And then you want to know the difference. So that should be pretty easy.
That other part is just the ventricles.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, this is like a third the size it was before we took off the stamp off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is find everything on your worksheet.